Hello, Fear the Meerkat here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Pray. I was the Tino's Exocolonist. Persuasion's still going to be useful. You spend a few weeks reading old classic novels from Earth, and you learn a lot of words that you soon discover. Oh, okay. No, I think I've already had that one. Not much else to do now, but we are coming up on the main reason why I've become friends with Sim and Dees. So much math, it's everywhere. Physics is maths. Computers run on math. Electricity, mechanical engineering, chemistry, and everything to do with space. Math. Behind everything is some equation or other to calculate how to turn one thing into something else, or tell how efficient something is. They should have called this whole bunch of science mathneering. Let's just push through. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. How was my friendship with Dees? Looking. Do I have 100% friendship on almost 96? Alright, in that case we're going to go relax on the walls. The rain might not be very relaxing, but yeah, seen that before. You know, I'm getting some pretty high level cards here, so I think I can get rid of that one. It doesn't do anything extra, anything special, so you spot Rex carrying supplies and big pieces of wood into a huge tarped up section at the end of the lounge. He waves at you. Well, as much of away as he can do with arms full of mashwood. Hey there, sail owner, he calls out to you. Have you come to see the bar? You give him a questioning look. The bar? You didn't know Rex super well. You've never heard anything about a bar. He gestures to the tops. My bar, he says. I've been working on a special project ever since I joined the construction crew. The colony needed a place to cut loose. You dig? He looks up at it, beaming with pride. I think it's about halfway done. You take a look at what you can see. Rexes are kept all pretty well tarped up, and hates letting people inside to peek, but you can tell it's big. Perhaps a little too big. Ambitious, maybe, for a first solo construction project, but Rex has had a lot of help from his crew and from the whole colony. He'd have to be able to find enough wood. I'm sure it'll be great. Rex comes over to you and slings you into one-armed hug. Just seeing you makes me super energized, he says. I can almost hear the music now. That's right, the bar's gonna have live music. You know anyone who plays an instrument? I'm gonna work double time to finish this place. If you want help, bring me all the mashwood you can find. In that case, you spot Rex lying in his makeshift hammock. He's not alone. He shushes you as you approach, place your finger to his lips and indicating the person snuggled up under his arm is fully asleep. Hold on to the hammock, he whispers. I'm going to try to get out. Between the two of you, you manage to get Rex out of the hammock without waking his sleeping friend. Rex looks a little tousled and kiss-bitten, and his eyes are bright with mischief. Tired, I'm out, right, he murmurs, pleased with himself. What do you need, Lana? I got you a present. Oh. No, I didn't. I guess I don't have any mashwood right now, but I'll help you build something. You know what my hammock needs? Asks Rex. An automatic snack delivery system for when my hands are busy. I was thinking, if I hang a big barrel of cookies up here, he continues, pointing to a narrow tree nearby, I could use ramps and pulleys to bring the cookies over there. He gestures to his hammock, and they could just roll right into my mouth. It's a bold plan, and involves a lot of twisty-turny ramps, gears, levers, swinging arms, and more. It's probably a lot more complicated than it needs to be, but it's hilarious to watch Rex press a button and send a cookie rocketing down the chute and, eventually, into his mouth. The ground is littered with cookie detritus of failed runs, but Rex is proud anyway. It works perfectly, he says, his mouth full. Thanks for the help. So I definitely can't give you... No, I guess I don't have any mashwood right now. That's okay. You know what? I'm not going to get much of this farming stuff done. But, it's been a while since I, last did anything with my dad. Like, 5 years. So, your dad calls you over. Hey, Tomato Head, he says, running his hand through his hair. Have you ever thought about coming to work on the farm with your old man? I could really use hands around here. He gives you a tired smile. He's really been working hard since your mum died. Well, if you think you're ready, I need people who know more than what end of the shuffle goes in the ground. Yeah, I'm ready. I think I think I can still do the persuasion thing, but, yes, I think just doing the tutoring and the engineering and the life sciences thing is going to get boring, so your dad looks relieved. Great, he says. Just come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. Glad to have you. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. At this point, I'm kind of waiting around a bit. Mars and Tang are late for humanities class a lot this month. We try to ask them what's up, but they only exchange glances and change the subject. Yes. Dees, hello. This evening, when Dees isn't in his quarters or his usual spot near the expedition vehicles, he has a sixth sense of where to find him. His old secret hideout in the big drainage pipe under the wall, where he still goes sometimes when he needs to escape and be alone. Sure enough, there he is at the entrance of the pipe, but something's wrong. He's fiddling with a package furtively. His head jerks up as you approach, he clutches it to his chest. You can barely believe your eyes, but you know a bomb when you see one. Yes, time to see if all I've been doing is paid off. What are you doing? Dee stares at you for a few minutes. Weighing the truth. I'm leaving, he says eventually. Noctuluscent made me a deal. Sabotage the colony during the next attack, and they'll let me become a gardener. Don't get in my way, Salon, Dee says. I don't want to have to hurt you. Yes, I am close friends with Dees. I am hoping that he will listen to me. Please don't do this. Deese looks stunned, but shakes his head. It's not about you, Solana, he says. I'm going to do this. Except for you, there's nothing for me here. You're the only thing that makes me... Well, he looks down at the package in his hands and sighs. Human. No one has to know, just give me the bomb. Deese clutches explosives to his chest tightly and lets out one shuddering sigh. Okay, he says finally. Okay, he shakes his head and hands it over here to you. Take it, he says, before I change my mind. You dispose of the deadly package and thank the gods from all religions you can name that you are here tonight. Stop this. Yes, if you don't have good friendship with Deese, I thought you might need it with Sim as well, but because she's a gardener, but perhaps not. I thought that perhaps you could persuade her to persuade him not to do anything drastic. Anyway, if you don't, that becomes an empathy challenge, and I forgot there was empathy, which is why I was trying to increase my persuasion. I thought I might have to do stuff with the cards there. Well, in this case, in that case, it's possible that we can do an additional thing next month I didn't think we'd be able to do. I don't know. We'll see next year how much time there is left. The last time there was a baby in the colony, you were basically a child yourself. You don't remember babies being so loud. The adults are very empathetic to colicky, fussy, echinacea. But every time you've seen Tammy since the baby arrived, she's looked more tired. At night you can hear them all the way in your room. Echinacea's tiny, choking shrieks, and Tammy singing to her until her voice goes hoarse. Yes, this is one of the reasons why I don't want to have children. Everyone expected Tammy to rely on Aunt Anne in the new crash, letting her watch Echinacea just like she watched all of you when you were babies, but for some reason Tammy's been stubbornly trying to do it alone. Maybe because she has so much experience with volunteering in the old crash, Tammy thinks she doesn't need the help. Even when she does put Echinacea in the crash, it's because Tammy's right there still caring for her. Then the things Tammy would normally help with get backed up, which makes her even more stressed. Aunt Anne has tried to convince Tammy to not be so controlling. It takes a community to raise a child. We've all grown up believing that. But whenever anyone else insinuates Tammy might not be all Echinacea needs, she starts crying, yelling at them. You've never seen Tammy yell. It's really unsettling. Today you find Tammy in the lounge, bouncing a squawking Echinacea on her shoulder. Though her movements are light and happy, her face is empty, like she's totally checked out. Hey Solana, she says, summing up a smile as you approach. Sorry, am I being too loud? I can go somewhere else. How are you? Just then, Echinacea starts howling. Her little lungs making a truly impressive sound, and Tammy falters, shh, shh, see, hushes. Mummy's got this, it's okay. Tammy has not got this, and she knows it. You can tell she doesn't really think she can handle things. Yes. Well, I might as well at least try. Can I help with anything non-baby related? Really? Tammy says, wide-eyed. Oh, but there's so much to do. I promised Aunt Anne I'd help in the kitchen. I was going to sew some patches on an enemy's jacket. Oh, and Mars asked me to help her sort a wardrobe. You're sure, Tammy, that you'll take care of everything? And Tammy sighs in relief. Thank you, she says. I really just hate to leave things undone. Okay, well, at least I've done something. Tammy loves to be useful. It's something she's practically built her whole personality around. Taking care of Tammy's work mostly involves clearing her obligations, going around to everyone she's promised to help and simply telling them to find someone else. Most people are completely understanding. They had no idea Tammy was trying on was trying to take on the same workload as before and care for Echinacea. The only thing you can't resolve is that Tammy's help is missed in the kitchens. You end up pulling a few hours after dinner every night to help Adan, during which time Tammy's able to grab a few hours of sleep before Echinacea keeps her up all night. Oh, nice picture though. I definitely like that. Getting just a few hours of sleep before staying up most of the night with Echinacea does wonders for Tammy's sanity and helps her bond with Echinacea too. Eventually, Tammy agrees to place Echinacea in the creche during the day so she can fully recover from the birth and sort out her mental health. She still spends a lot of time in the creche, but it's because she wants to, not because she feels like she has to prove she's a good mother. It's still hard raising a little baby, but Tammy's going to do great with a little help from the colony that loves her. Yeah, I know that. Various Wild is actually helpful, so you're heading to bed when the silence begin to wail, heralding the beginning of the yearly fauna attack. Outside your window, you see soldiers begin to form up. This year, an enemy is heading up her own squad. You see a red hair bobbing along with the others as she rushes to defend the walls. Yes, those walls could have been destroyed by the bomb, which would have let the creatures in. Rush out after her. An enemy looks at you in surprise, but nods when she sees you're ready to fight. Someone hands you a plasma rifle, and you join her squad on the walls. You stand shoulder to shoulder with an enemy and watch Zeno's mass on the far side of the fabric. Look at them all, she says darkly. They just keep coming more and more every year. What are they even waiting for? Why don't they just attack already? She shoots a look at the rest of her squad, all of them helios, mostly young adults like you, and lowers her voice. I just want to get it over with, she confides in you. These helios learned to march before they could walk. I want to prove I can handle myself as well as I can. She runs her fingers down the barrel of a plasma rifle, where she stencils the name Kombucha. A lowing from the forest draws your attention back to the enemy line. The roar of animals is approaching in eerie unison, their footsteps drumming a rumbling tattoo across the ground. An enemy clutches their rifle tightly. Okay, here goes. The animals approach the wall at a steady pace, but stop short of the walls. Instead, they mill around outside the colony near the garrison. Eerie silence, you hear the sudden crack of a plasma rifle fire, and a flying creature falls to the ground. You hear security chief Rat from his post on the wall, staying his squad to hold their fire. His voice rings through the still expectant air. The Xenos are just standing there. So quiet. The animals appear to be waiting for something. The uncomfortable impasse stretches into minutes until, finally, an enemy tilts her head like she's hearing orders through her earspeak. Okay, we're just going to attack them, she says, her voice lilting up almost as if it's a question. The helio-born squadmates look at her with unsure expressions, but an enemy nods. Yeah, to the walls, open fire. Now, I get the feeling that, I don't remember exactly, I've never done this playthrough with managing to stop these before, but I've got a feeling that the animals were waiting for the bomb to go off. The gardeners, after all, are in control of the animals. Pretty easy, combat. You and the others open fire, joined by other squads at other points on the walls. The creatures continue to mill around as if they've been cut down by a hail of crackling plasma fire, seemingly unbothered. It's not until a few minutes pass that the creatures seem to wake up, in a sense, breaking from their holding pattern and beginning to batter the walls as usual. Flying creatures begin to soar overhead, landing in the courtyard and attacking from within. So my suspicion is now the gardeners have realised that a bomb's not going to go off. So they've started giving orders. You stay on the walls and pick off what you can, trying to keep the creatures from forming a living pyramid to scale the walls. You can hear the battering of their bodies against the gates from here, and the commotion as the gate defenders rally to keep it shut. Governor Lum comes charging up to Anemone. I need command of your squad, he says. I'm taking them down to the courtyard to engage the enemy directly. My squad? Anemone stammers. She looks conflicted. Lum is the governor and outranks as a soldier, but he's Lum. His plan is bound to be dangerous or even suicidal. The rest of the squad are Helio-born, yes, but they're also just teenagers like you. Don't you need us up here supporting defenders from the walls? She chances to suggest. Well, it's either that one or that. Yeah, let's ask the security chief. An enemy looks relieved. Yeah, let me check with Rhett, okay? He might need us. Let me just check. Lum nods her forward, and an enemy steps away to confer with Rhett over a hearspeak. When she returns, she looks unsure. He says you can't order a bunch of kids into the worst part of the fighting just because you think it will look cool. She repeats. He wants us to stay on the walls. Lum throws his hands in the air in disgust. You Stratos are even more cowardly than I thought. This spurs your Helio squad mates into action. They abandon the enemy and follow the governor down into the courtyard below. You and an enemy remain on the wall, defending them against being breached by Xenos and picking off the flying ones before they can land in the courtyard. The gates stay standing, and after about an hour the attack ends as quietly as it began, with the remaining Xenos thinking back in the force from whence they came. In the quiet following the battle, the colony comes out of hiding together in the courtyard surveying the damage. Everyone looks weary, but you survived another year and with remarkably few casualties. As the gates are secured and people begin to pick through the mass of Xeno bodies, you spot Dees watching from up on the walls. As he meets your eyes from a distance, you wonder how tonight the battle might have gone if you hadn't stopped him from planting the bomb. Yes, I know how it might have gone. Really not very well. The entire colony isn't destroyed or anything, but yes, they would have done a lot more damage. This is the final year. Hello, Solana. Tommy bounds over to you. I have a present for you. She presents you with a gift. It's wrapped in homemade wrapping paper, scribbled with hearts and flowers. Open it, she says, bouncing on her toes. You open the gift and pulled a small replica model of, wow, you think it might be a hoverboard? It's either a hoverboard or a weirdly avant-garde spoon. The paint smears a bit under your fingers. Tammy beams proudly. You told me once that your favourite toy was a hoverboard, and, well, I didn't know how to make a real hoverboard, but I do know how to make a model of one. You thank Tammy for her gift, and she clasps her hand in front of her heart. I'm glad you like it, Solana. I worked really hard on it. Cool. Let's go work with Dad. It's a proud day for your dad, but a little sad too. He greets you at the gates, the gardens, and gives you a big hug. If only your mum could be here to see you, my little tomato. She'd be so proud you're following in her footsteps. Well, he says, holding you at arm's length to get a good look at you. Let's get a move on, shall we? I may be chief cultivator now, but that doesn't mean I can't spare some time to teach you how things work around here. We do more than shovel dirt, you know? Finally, some real farming. Yes, after this massive gap of about 18 years of me not doing any farming. Well, yeah, I think it's more like 14. She started off being 10. It's probably, it's a shorter number than that. Your dad shows you around the fields and geoponic domes. You'll mostly be working in the fields with the mature earth crops like the potatoes and the corn, though sometimes when you get inside working with the hydroponics from the helopores. He frowns. We'll figure out how to farm these native plants better though. We'll urge your mum to try. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You dirty up to your waist by the time you're first, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturists join you. Of all the places in the corner you worked, Geoparks is the most like a family, maybe because they've always been your family, thanks to your mum and dad. You play the recording of the squeaking bounce weasel's cow. You're sure this is going to work? He asks when it's done. It doesn't sound threatening at all. You swear it will work. You saw it while you were exploring. It might not sound like much, but the huge daubs moths are terrified of the little bounce weasel's hunting calls, and with good reason. You set up the speaker system and play the recording all night. Next day there's no sign of the daubs moth. Your crops are completely safe. I think it worked, Carol says, sounding relieved. Solana, you're a genius. You're just glad that all of your hard work isn't going to feed those pesky moths anymore. More food for the colony. Screw it. This is partly because I haven't been doing any work like this before, so the test is hard. As usual for this time of year, your dreams have been more vibrant and invasive. You have trouble distinguishing dream from reality during the day, and you dread falling asleep at night. How did that hopper get into your bedroom? You resist the temptation to chase the little hopper and instead lay back down in bed, telling yourself to wake up, wake up. It works. Milky, quiet sunlight pours through your window, flakes of bromide snow piling up against the glass. You feel as tired as when you went to bed. It's your birthday. You're 19 years old, only one more year as a teenager. And that is a good time to end the episode. I will see you next time.